In the story of Mice and Men, the natural world is often described as beautiful and really, really peaceful, though it's tempered with all sorts of awful occurrences. And have you ever thought what role does the actual natural world serve in this book?
I mean, it kind of served as Lenny's peaceful getaway at the end from all the torture that he could have suffered if George hadn't helped him. That's really all I can think of.
And the bunnies, as a part of at the beginning, the bunnies and the rats, or the mice, yeah, the rats. They made Lenny happy, and he just wanted to pet them, and cause that made him happy, and he didn't really realize he was hurting them, but it made him happy.
And the whole vision to keep Lenny in check, the vision of the farm and how he would be able to tend the rabbits and have all this nature-driven surroundings.
Well, that also actually inspires another question. Well, in the end, George, of course, ends up killing Lenny, but have you ever thought that why did George have to give up on the dream of the farm after Lenny was killed?
I think he gave up on the dream because without Lenny it wasn't the same. He all his life he was with Lenny, everything they did was with him. Even when they were at the start of the book, they were talking that George's life was gonna be better without Lenny, and Lenny was like, okay, then I'm gonna leave you. If you don't want me, I'll leave. But then George noticed that he was being mean with him. So I feel like George actually, his life was surrounding Lenny's. Without Lenny, it wasn't gonna be the same for him, and even completing the dream that they had together, it wasn't gonna have the meaning that they wanted to be.
I feel like Lenny and George's relationship grew so much because at first George almost said that he couldn't stand Lenny, but then he grew with Lenny. He went through all these things and all these problems, and he went through life with Lenny. That by the end of it, he just can't imagine almost being happy or being in a place where him and Lenny were supposed to be happy together. He just can't be. He feels almost inseparable to Lenny because they planned that place together. They planned it for them to be happy and live out together. So them not being together, it's kind of defeats the purpose. Which also it goes into one of my questions, which is what is ironic about one of the main themes of the story and one of the name of the place that they're.
The name of the place?
Soledad.
Soledad. Very good.
I think that name is actually very ironic when you actually translate it, because Soledad, it's being alone all your life, which is the point, because when Lenny died, it was on that place. So I guess George felt alone, he wasn't gonna have anyone else in their life, someone that could take the place of Lenny, someone that grew up with him or shared the same dreams. Yeah.
It's kind of when the old man, he took his dog out to shoot him because he was doing him no good. And then George killed Lenny is because he can't find a replacement for the dog. That's why he didn't take one of the puppies.
Yeah.
And you can't find a replacement for
Lenny.
Yeah.
That was
For something that's so
Yeah.
That actually brings me to one of my questions. Why did George actually kill Lenny? The true, deeper meaning in his subconscious. Why?
I just thought he killed him because he knew that Lenny would be beat up horribly by the other men from the farm, and he just didn't want Lenny to suffer anymore because Lenny still just didn't know why he was being chased, and I feel he just wanted to end his suffering.
That's why they killed the dog.
Yeah. And so
So
he knew that Lenny would be beat up really bad, he'd hurt for a while, and if he just shot him in the head, he wouldn't feel anything and he would just die.
relating to what Sydney said, I believe that he killed his friend out of love instead of hatred. And that's one of the reasons he made Lenny look out to the scenery, which is referring back to nature that Lenny loved. And looking at the nature and seeing that as his last thought, than seeing him dying from either getting beaten in jail or tortured for killing the woman.
I wanted to answer John's question on why he actually killed him, the true, deeper sub-meaning to that. Well, all throughout the story, it's all about George and Lenny's ambition to own this ranch together and the obstacles that stand in the way of their own dream. And it reveals the nature of the dreams, the dignity, the loneliness, and the sacrifice, number one thing. And which, ironically, towards the end, George realizes that Lenny is the greatest obstacle to overcome to achieve his dream.
Back to what Tyler said, after the old man's dog got shot, he said that he shouldn't have let someone else kill his dog. So I think George was thinking about what he said, where he said no one else should be allowed to kill Lenny. I should do it out of love, not of revenge for killing Curly's wife.
Yeah, I think George just didn't want to feel like the same regret that the old man was feeling, letting someone else take the life of the dog that like the old man took care of since it was a puppy. He just didn't want to feel the regret of seeing like someone else killing him or like beating him up, so he just decided to give him a peaceful goodbye, and so he didn't feel anything. So.
Relating to what Angel said, there is kind of symbolism toward the old man's dog and Lenny, being that they're mostly dependent on their owner, well, as in his friend for Lenny and George, that relationship, but Lenny can't take care of himself just like the dog couldn't take care of himself usually, so they should have relied on the owner to finish and end things for them.
Would it have been better for Lenny to, instead of dying, George let him run off to the mountains and be free up like in a cave? Would it be better or worse?
It would be a
He would have ended up dying over there.
Yeah, because Lenny can't really take care of himself because he can't really he's ignorant. He doesn't know any better. He does stuff and he doesn't see it as wrong. He just sees it as, oh, I'm just doing something to please myself. But like the other people, they don't see that. They just see Lenny like being weird, like
To the point when Lenny actually killed Curly's wife. When Lenny killed Curly's wife, he didn't know that he was doing anything wrong. Like, she came into the barn with him as he was holding the dead puppy in his arms, and they were talking about how they really like soft things. So Curly's wife said, like, "Would you like to pet my hair?" And she was like, he was like, "Yeah, of course," because he really liked soft things. And he started petting it, and he started messing up her hair. And she got upset, and she started screaming. Well, he grabbed her and started shaking her around, which inevitably snapped her neck, killing her. Lenny didn't know that he was doing anything wrong at that point, which is just like what you said. So he's really just, he doesn't know what to do. He wouldn't be able to survive by himself. He needs George with him, because if he didn't, then Lenny he would probably end up either getting to a point where someone else would kill him, which he's already done, or end up killing himself.
Why was it better or worse to kill Lenny rather than to run off with him?
I think that's because if he ran off with him, just like he did in Weed, Lenny probably would have made the same mistakes as he had just recently done. Yeah.
Even though they were out of innocence, essentially.
It's out of innocence, but Lenny continuously makes the same mistakes because he just doesn't remember. But he doesn't do it out of hate.
Yeah.
And
he was holding everyone back.
George just wanted to do Lenny a favor so he would die peacefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the topic about violence and stuff about the book. How would you connect Foster's chapter about violence in novels to the violence in the book?
It just kind of goes to show what the main conflict of the story is. Just kind of the nature of of humans and what we do.
It's tying to the actual completely theme of the book, which is the grim existence of humans and what it means to be humans, the hardships, the trials, the emotions, the sorrows, the death that you have to experience and take part in to fully explain to be human. And one thing that you cannot avoid in life is violence. Of course, violence is everywhere. Violence is going to be a main point or a very large thing in your life. So, of course, a lot of the things in the book tied with violence, of course, yes, because it's one of the number one things that you have to deal with being human. And especially like those people who have dreams. Like I said, it's all about overcoming your dreams. And well, violence is something that you have to ignore or go past. You have to get past it to learn to deal with the actual real world to help you become what you want to be, to become your dream.
Yo tengo una pregunta.
I have another question.
Okay, no, nomás por un segundito y después cambio. Quiero que hagan un poquito aquí, pero en español.
I have a question.
Okay. Pero un segundito y después te lo doy. ¿Por qué la esposa de Curly no tuvo un nombre?
Yo pienso que no tuvo nombre porque no tuvo tanto significado, porque era una mujer malvada que nomás quería hacer daño a las otras personas y no tomó en cuenta que esta persona no tenía la capacidad de pensar como otra persona más intelectual como ella.
¿Estás de acuerdo con eso o no?
Sí.
Okay. Un poquito más.
Ella solo quería causar problemas con otras personas y su esposo.
Okay. All right. Bueno. Okay.
I think she just wanted to have someone to talk to in her problems, and she didn't really get to actually have a connection with other people throughout the book, because she was just trying to find someone to talk to, because she never really had a chance to have friends throughout the novel.
I have something that actually ties to that.